Instagram, and Niyo Group on LinkedIn, I think, or Niyo Enterprise, Niyo Bootcamps.
Your Bootcamps on LinkedIn.
We've just done a rebrand recently, but just check out Niyo Enterprise and I'm sure our page will come up. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Tiwa to give a brief intro whilst I sort out your slides, if that's okay.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Tiwalola Ogunlesi. I am the founder of Confident and Killing It. And Confident and Killing It is a self-love revolution that wakes women up to their worth so they can be confident, unstoppable, and ready to live the life that they truly desire. So who is ready to get confident and killing it today? Okay, I'm loving the energy in the room. So today, my talk today is going to be about 7 steps to unlock your super self. Let me just check. Cool. So like I said, I founded Confident and Killing It in 2017 as a result of the generational cycle that I was noticing of low self-esteem in women and girls. And I was like, this is not okay. Like, self-doubt shouldn't be our norm. We deserve to love and believe in ourselves. And I was going through my own personal growth journey as well. And so, yeah, Confident and Killing It was born out of that need to spread positive and empowering messages with the world. I am a qualified life coach and I specialize in positive psychology. So this is not just like you go girl motivation, like yes, like although it is some positive, but everything that I share with you is backed by science, and I think that's really important. It has those practical tools that you can take and apply to your life. And a little bit about my personality. I like to say Oprah and Beyonce got together and had a baby. I would be the result of that fabulous combination. Usually I start by getting everyone up to dance to Bootylicious, but it's hot and we might overheat in this room and we don't have time today, but next time you catch me, we're definitely going to do that. So a little bit about my journey. I quit my full-time job in December of 2019 to run Confident and Killing It full-time. When I quit my job in December, I was like, 2020 is going to be my year, like everyone watch out for me, Tiwa coming through. And then 2020 had her own plans, so that was interesting. So I quit my job, no business plan lined up, no clients, nothing, just 3 months worth of savings. And I was like, I give myself 3 months to start this business, make it profitable, and keep it moving. So January comes, great, everyone's like, new year, new me. February's going well, March, International Women's Day is coming. I'm starting to get some bookings to run like workshops and events. And then lockdown happens and COVID happens. And I get cancellation email after cancellation email after cancellation email. And every single one of them was like blow to my chest, like literally. Because that wasn't the plan, right? It was like, I quit my job, I bet on myself, so success only. And it's like, no, life also has its own plans. And I cried those really ugly tears. You know those like 90s music videos where they're just like in the shower, like literally I had the wine, I had the popcorn, I had the cookies. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go back into full-time employment, like there's no way I can deal with this. Thank God I lived at home with my parents, so like my livelihood was never really a real threat, but it was deep, it was sad, because it was like I had so much excitement and ambition and vision, and the whole world shut down. And so I said to myself, after I had like started our journey, I was like, okay, is this the story you want for yourself? That quit your job to start your own business, lockdown happened, and everything got cancelled and you gave up. And I said, no, that's not the story I want. And so my higher self was like, okay, that Confident and Killing Itself that I had been working with over the years. She said, so what do you want your story to be? Because so many of us know what we don't want, but we never actually stop to think about what we do want. And that's why the vision setting session was so important. You've got to know and articulate what you actually do want for your life. And so I started to write down, I was like, I want to build a household name. I want Confident and Killing It to be global. I want to impact women all over the world. I want to see the most growth I've ever seen before in my business and make the most money I've ever made. And I wrote it down on a piece of paper and I pinned it up on my wall. And I said, whatever goes down must come back up. I am unstoppable. So I set that vision, and then I was like, okay, what are you going to do about it? So then we start the action plan. What opportunities are available to me to start taking action. So when people didn't give me opportunities, what did I do? I created my own. I started running my own workshops. I started running my own sessions. I started putting on coaching. And before I knew it, in March 2020, when I had no business lined up, no one really knew who I was, by December of 2020, I had worked with the biggest brands in the world: Google, Facebook, TikTok, Morgan Stanley, The Times, and Sunday Times. I had emails from Penguin and HarperCollins, the two biggest publishers in the world, asking me if I was interested in writing a book. And the transformation from March to December was just so crazy. But because I had that vision and I believed in my capability and I took action and I was able to be resilient, I was able to see this growth and abundance in my life. So that story is just to show you like what is possible when you believe in yourself, when you invest in yourself, when you unlock your super self, because that is exactly what I did that allowed me to get up. Okay, so we're going to do a quick icebreaker. If you can do it in pairs, that would be great. So I just need like person number one, person number two. So just like whoever you're sat next to or sat in front of. Okay, guys, look at each other. Person number one, person number two, okay? Alright, cool. So, person number one, I'm going to time you. You have 30 seconds to say only positive things about yourself. Okay? Starting with I am. So you're going to say like only positive things and your strengths, okay? So I have this, I have this, and that. Okay? Your super self, you've got to know who you are. If you don't know your strengths, or if you know your limitations more than you know your strengths, that means your default is negativity. That means every time you think of yourself from a place of limitation rather than a place of strength. So when you're applying for that job or you're starting a new opportunity, you're going, oh, can I really do this? Instead of, I know I've got this because I know my strengths. Your strengths are the foundation to you building your confidence. They're the foundation to you achieving your goals and having the bravery and courage to go after your dreams. So rule number one, know yourself. What are you good at doing? In Confident and Killing It, the book, this is where we talk about your power circle. Okay, so your power circle is where your strengths, your passions, and your values align. That is where you will be your most powerful self. So if you want to unlock your super self, you've got to know what you're good at doing. And it's not like cringe or awkward to say, I'm smart, I'm creative, I'm a good communicator, I'm resilient, I'm helpful. It's not cringe. You owe it to yourself to know what you're doing. It's the bare minimum. Okay? So make sure you can start a strength log, okay, in your diary. Start writing down all your strengths and read them out loud every single day. Look in the mirror and read them out loud. Because if you know your weaknesses and your limitations more than you know your strengths, you're going to be self-sabotaging yourself and opportunities and not even realizing it. Okay? So step one to being confident and killing it, know what you're good at doing, know what you're passionate about, and align yourself with those things. One of the reasons why I'm so good at what I do is because I built a business at the intersection of my strengths and my passions. So every day when I show up to work, I'm living from a place of strength. When you're in jobs you don't like, when you're in situations that you're not in alignment, the negativity starts kicking in. Can I really do this? Am I meant to be here? I hate this. It's so boring. And then you just go down a downward spiral. So make sure you know what your strengths are, you know who you are, and you get in alignment with those things. Step two, master your mind. A lot of people think I'm a confidence coach because I've been confident my whole life and it just came to me on birth, and so I'm just like, here, I have some confidence. Absolutely not. I was actually a very insecure teenager. My mind was a mess. I would always compare myself to my sister. So my sister and I are only like 11 months and 2 weeks apart, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, my parents were. So growing up, we were like twins essentially, and we would dress alike, we would do everything alike. And then we got to an age where like she started growing really tall, and I wasn't. And she's like 6 foot now, and I'm like 5'5". And she could eat whatever she wanted and not gain any weight. Who has those annoying sisters? Yeah, she could eat anything she wanted and not gain any weight. And then there I was, like, in the early, like, I don't know what we call 2000s, but yeah, noughties, yeah, and it was like, you know, magazines and this, and I was like, diet this, diet that, and I would go on all these crazy diets and be like, why isn't my tummy as flat as hell? Why am I the unlucky one? And I would always compare and compare and compare. And so my mind was just such a mess filled with comparison and negativity, and I just thought, oh, that's just the way my mind is, I just have to deal with it. But then, when I started my personal growth journey, I realized that I have the power of choice to program my mind for success. So we're all women in tech here. Your mind is like a computer. If you put bad code in, you get bugs, you get slow stuff, right? If you put good code in, you get fast moving systems, you get results. Your mind is the same way. And one of my favorite quotes is, she knew the power of her mind, so she programmed it for success. And when I heard that, I was like, yes, where are my tools? I'm ready. Right? Because I have this negative mind and I thought I just have to deal with that. But actually, I didn't. I could reprogram my mind to love me. The mean girl in my head, and that's chapter 2 in the book, how to deal with the mean girl. She didn't have to be my dominant voice. She didn't have to be my narrative. Yeah, she's always going to be there. I can't like get rid of her, but I can manage her. And so we have to learn to challenge our negative thoughts when they arise. Not everything you think of yourself is the truth. So when the negative thought goes, oh, you're an imposter, you've never had this experience before, everyone in this room is smarter than you, you just go, oh, you just keep sitting back. No, you're like, actually, I do deserve to be in this room. I have got experience, I do have transferable skills. Even if I don't know, I can learn, I can level up. And this is why it's so important to know your strengths, because if you don't know your strengths, you have nothing to say back to. So, imposter syndrome, I often say, is temporary memory loss, where you've forgotten all the amazing things about you. When you don't know the amazing things about you, the imposter syndrome just strolls in. So, imagine we're in a court case, right? And imposter syndrome wants to throw you in jail. And imposter syndrome has all the examples of when you've messed up, when you lied on your CV, when you did this, you failed this test, you did that, and it has all the receipts. And then your lawyer who's trying to defend you just like strolls into court case, maybe a margarita in her hand, and she's like, oh, she's a great girl, just let her go, it's fine, like she's got this. Like, who's the judge going to believe? The person in the facts or the person who's just coming in vibes? So you've got to really take time to understand that your mind is a battlefield, right? And it's challenging, but you have what it takes to wake up to it and master it. So confidence is not the absence of self-doubt. It's not the absence of fear. Confidence is feeling the doubt, feeling the fear, but believing you still have what it takes to overcome these things and to do it. So if you feel afraid of something, that's a sign that you must move forward. Not to retreat, because fear is not the enemy. Waiting to feel afraid that is the true enemy. Okay, and so we go to step number 3. You got to honor your values. If you want to unlock your super self, you have to feel fulfilled in life. And the best way to feel fulfilled is to know what really matters to you. And we live in a world where we get so swept up in what the world wants. You do the degree our parents say we should do, we get the job this auntie or that uncle says we should get, or our parents want us to get, and we just end up in this like almost rat race, living on autopilot, not living for ourselves. If you want to unlock your super self, you have to know what really matters to you. What are your values? What do you actually care about? Because that is where real productivity is. Productivity isn't about just like spending time like ticking boxes and replying to emails. Productivity is spending time doing what really matters to you. And so you can't unlock your super self if you don't know what deeply, deeply matters to you. So spend some time writing down your values, articulating like what you really care about, and make sure you align your life in a way that you prioritize those things. So a quick practical tool for me, my top 3 values are impact, creativity, and wellness. So I make sure my weekly to-do list, there is something on there that honors impact, that honors creativity and that honors wellness. And this is in the book as well, I think in chapter 4. So you can look at the framework there and you can map that out for yourself. So every single week when you're deciding what you're going to spend your time doing, make sure that there is something there for you, something there that gives you joy and fulfills you. Because when you are fulfilled, you have more energy and confidence to go after what you really want. Okay, step 4, be purpose driven. So when it comes to unlocking your super self isn't just for you. That purpose, that greatness inside of you, you've got to think what's the bigger picture here? How can I use my gifts and my strengths to impact people in a great way? So I didn't actually know I was good at communication until I started mentoring as a youth leader in church. Every Friday, I would go hang out with my youth and just talk to them and, encourage them. And then people kept coming up to me like, wow, Tiwa, you really got this. Like, you really just explained this in such an easy way that I now understand it. And I was like, oh, okay. So it was through helping others and putting myself out there that I actually discovered my purpose. So when you want to unlock your super self, don't just think about you and your life. Think about how can I use my strengths and my skills to help other people? How can I build a vision that is exciting and goes beyond me? So my vision with Confident Academy, I want to build a media company. Well, I am building a media company. I want to build a global media company that has podcasts and TV shows and books and all sorts of things so people realize the information they need is out there in a fun and encouraging way so they can also be confident and creative. So your purpose and the gifts inside of you, it's a gift to the world. It's not something where you have to sacrifice who you are to serve other people. I really want to emphasize that. It's not running yourself low to please other people. It is using the skills and the talents inside of you to give it to the world as a gift. So sharing your light with the world. And as you do so, you begin to build your confidence, you fall in love with yourself, and so many other beautiful things. Step 5, let me just check the time, okay, wrapping up soon, is to foster community, okay? Where I am today, I did not get there on my own. No one achieves success on their own. And I know we all want to be like, it's independent, I've got this, I don't have to ask for help. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, okay? Be intentional with the women you surround yourself with. Coming to communities like this is so important. Being around like-minded people is so important. Because on the days where you feel tired and exhausted and you want to give up, you're going to remember that there are people around you who are rooting for you, who are supporting you, who are encouraging you. So make sure you really cherish the relationships you build in this academy, but also outside. Don't be afraid to build connections with people, especially like-minded people. And be intentional with who you surround yourself with. You can be the most confident person in the world, but if you surround yourself with people who are negative and don't believe in your dreams and your vision, it is going to pull you down. If you notice you're in those kind of environments, choose yourself first and leave and walk away and find people who believe in you and who want your life because they are there. Alright, step number 6 to unlocking your super self is to own your accomplishments. Okay? You got to own your accomplishments. I was reading an article on Forbes around CEOs and in the tech industry. And they asked the CEOs, what's the number one thing you feel attributed to your career success? Who can guess what they said? Believing in yourself? Okay. Yes, that's a good one, but that's not what they said. Anyone else? Pardon?
Celebrates you.
Celebrates you, okay, yeah, close. Network. That's in the bracket, but not quite that, yes. Pardon? Oh, buy something for yourself. That's nice, but I don't think it will take you to career money. It was visibility. Visibility was the number one reason. How do you get visibility? By talking about your accomplishments, by showing up through self-promotion. Right? Society tells women, just put your head down and do work. Let your work speak for itself. Right? Who's heard that before? But actually, you also have story and tell it in a captivating way where people remember you and remember what you've done. So the next time they're looking for an opportunity, they're like, oh, I remember Tiwa speaks to women and she's really encouraging and empowering. Let's get her in. Right? But if you don't talk about your accomplishments and promote yourself in a positive light, people aren't going to remember you. So this is not about, hey everyone, I'm the best, you're the best, and I'm out there. That's not what self-promotion is about, okay? It's about sharing your successes in a way that other people can learn from you too. So sharing lessons you learn, taking people behind the scenes in your whole process, sharing your ups and your downs. That's how you can promote yourself in a more authentic way. Sharing the impact that your work has had, rather than, oh, I just got the biggest client ever. It's like, no, what's the impact you had when you worked with that client? Things like that. And also, I like to say, nobody wins when you dim your lights to make other people feel more comfortable. Because that's another one. You know, we go, it's like, oh, I'm just a humble person. Like, I don't want other people to feel insecure, so I'm just gonna, be quiet and dim my light so that everyone feels comfortable. No, nobody wins when you play small to make other people feel more comfortable. You know what more women need? We need to see more badass women in the world. Yes! More women thriving and succeeding and enjoying their soft life and living their best life. We need to see more of that. So if you are successful in whatever it is you're doing, own it. Because there's somebody out there who looks like you, who comes from the same background as you, and is looking for inspiration to know that she can also do it too. So I want everyone to make that commitment to yourself from today, that you are going to own your success and be proud of who you are. Because also you never know who's in the room. You never know who needs to hear what you're capable of doing, so that the next time they're looking for someone to work with, you come to mind. Okay, so own your story, own that greatness. I want to do a quick test to see who's going to own their story. So does anyone want to stand up and celebrate themselves for something? Share a recent win or accomplishment that you have. Yes.
So everything you're saying is so relevant to my life right now, because I've recently started posting on LinkedIn and just sharing about my wins and achievements, and prior to that, it's never something I would do, that's my comfort zone. But I've just started to get so much engagement from it, from my first post, and I have people commenting that I don't know and saying it's encouraged them as well. So when you choose to shine, it gives people permission to shine as well.
Yes.
I'm seeing it now, and it's something I'm going to continue to do, and it works.
Absolutely. Give us an example of something, a recent win that you shared that you.
So I recently volunteered with my company to do a volunteer event where they an employment event, and I posted on LinkedIn, and it was in my area that I grew up in, and I posted about that, and somebody that didn't follow me but who had found my post through likes reached out to me. They were from my area, were looking for a role with my company, and we got into the chat. I looked at his CV, and he's been offered a role. He applied and been offered a role. So just by sharing where I'm from, my experience, we've connected, and he's gone on to get a job. So yeah.
You can see anyone else want to celebrate themselves, share some win or accomplishment in honor of owning your accomplishments.
I'd like to. Yeah, I just so that I don't sound like I'm standing up to others, but I would like to celebrate my accomplishments. I graduated from Birmingham State University, and I just had my graduation ceremony on Tuesday. I granted a distinction. I don't actually like to, brag about my accomplishments, but I went ahead to post on my status, and I had quite a lot of feedback about it, and a lot of young people reach out to me about how encouraging it was. And then they take a snapshot of my name on the.
Other people like them, they believe it's possible too.
Yeah.
So you are somebody's light. You are no small thing. Okay, your journey, your accomplishments is light for you, but also light for other people. ammunition to remind yourself that you are that girl and you can absolutely do it. Okay, so this is how you program your mind for confidence. This is how you program your mind for success and positivity by owning your accomplishments. So another thing Ty said that was really important, it's not bragging if it's based on facts. Okay? It's not bragging if it's based on facts. If you did it, you can own it. Because some other mediocre person out there is doing the bare minimum and floating around like they own the place. And meanwhile, you actually have real results and impact and you're being quiet about it. If you're doing good things in the world, you need to be louder than the people who are pushing messages of meanness and insecurity and hate, right? Because the world needs more good people to stand up and use their voice and platform, right? And so finally, last point to unlock your super self is to prioritize your needs. And this has to do with your mental, physical, and emotional health. This is taking time to rest. Everyone say rest. Rest. Okay. You do not need to feel guilty about resting. Rest is essential. It is not a nice to have. It is not something you get after you've worked yourself to the ground and worked out. Rest is essential. You cannot live your best life when you have no energy and your cup is on empty. So before you rush to give to other people, the lady at the back is like, yes, 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 you're relating, I'm glad. Right? So before you rush to give to other people, give love, give energy, give time, and you leave nothing for yourself, I want to remind you that you are just as important as everyone else. You deserve the love, the encouragement, the rest that you so freely give other people. You deserve that for yourself too. So I want you to think about, what do you need to say no to so you can say yes to?
Come on. Yes, I like that.
Write that down. What do you need to say no to so you can say yes to yourself? Say yes to yourself more. You say yes to people who are afraid to say no. You're going to let them down. You're going to disappoint them. Newsflash, no one has ever died from getting disappointed. I promise you. They will be alright. Be okay disappointing people. And Glennon Doyle said, if you ever have to choose between disappointing yourself and disappointing others, always choose to disappoint others. Okay? Because the worst thing you can do is give, and never meet your own needs. Okay? You are just as important. And you cannot get to your super self if you don't prioritize your needs and your energy and rest. Okay? Awesome. So we're gonna, I think, a few minutes of Q&A, but before that, I want everyone to put their hand on their heart. Yeah, hand on the heart, no heart on your hand. Hand on your heart. And we're gonna read this out loud together. And as we read it, I really want you to feel the words. I really want you to feel live on autopilot. That's on you. There's only so many times you can blame the world and your parents and your teachers. You get to change it and live the life you truly desire. Okay, so at the count of 3, we're going to read out together. I am who the world needs right now. I will not let fear get in the way. Okay? So at the count of 3, is everyone ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go.
I am who the world needs right now. I will not let fear get in the way.
I think we can do that so much louder. So 1, 2, 3, let's go.
I am who the world needs right now. I will not let fear get in the way.
Woo! Amazing. So yeah, you are exactly who the world needs right now. Everything you need to win in life is already within you. Everything you need to be successful in life is already within you. It's about waking up to that greatness, investing in yourself, investing in your mindset, making a decision that you are going to live life on your own terms and prioritize yourself and your dreams. Okay. Thank you so much. If you love today's session, check out the Confident and Killing It podcast. And also the